Committee of the whole meeting rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask everybody to remain standing for 1 second. I'd like to have a moment of silence for Corey Ingram, who passed away aboard one of the ships in an accident and was put to rest yesterday. Thank you. Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, first ward.
Bill Carlos, second ward.
Joe Conti, third ward.
Michael Safone, fourth ward.
Ann Shushin, sixth ward.
Danielle Strauch, attorney to the town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. On tonight's agenda, we have two presentations. One's going to be by Rebuilding Together of Dutchess. Christine will come up and give us a little discussion on that. And the second will be a presentation on Manor Hill. And then we'll open up the board meeting for public comment after that. First presentation, Christine, come on up.
Mine is.
Mine is.
Okay, this one? Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Christina Ward. Are you okay?
I don't hear.
Christina Ward. Together?
No.
How about the portable one?
Go ahead. Good evening. I'm Christina Borg. I'm the Executive Director of Rebuilding Together Dutchess County. We are a nonprofit based here in Dutchess County. We're actually celebrating our 25th year this year. Most of you may know, some of you may know us as our original name, which was Christmas in April. We were founded 25 years ago.
The same thing happened another time where this goes and that didn't work.
Yours not working either?
Do you mind waiting? There we go.
Here.
There
got it,
seems to
Mark.
be working now.
Okay, this one?
Is,
Oh, working
Sorry about that.
is this one okay?
Yes.
They're all,
Okay,
they're all
perfect.
Boy,
working.
Mark, to the rescue. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. I'll start over. I'm Christina Borick. I'm the Executive Director of Rebuilding Together Dutchess County. We're a nonprofit here in Dutchess County. I've been here for 25 years. Founded at Christmas in April originally. We changed our name in 2001, really because we were doing projects outside of just April. We are part of a national affiliate. There are over 150 affiliates of Rebuilding Together throughout the country. There's about 5 here in New York. We were the first 25 years ago. Closest ones are Saratoga and New York City. And we all have the same mission of wanting to provide safe and healthy homes for our neighbors. So we provide critical home repairs, accessibility modifications, energy efficiency upgrades at no cost to those that we serve. We're able to do this over a long history thanks to our wonderful volunteers. I have a handout that you all should have in front of you showing that we've, over our 25-year history, the impact that we've had, we've engaged over 13,000 volunteers. We've done over 500 homes here in Dutchess County. We actually have a new program, 2 years old, a nonprofit repair program, which I'll talk about in a little bit more depth later, but we've done 2 of those so far. And we look at the market value of the work that we've done. So since we have a lot of donations, in-kind materials, volunteer labor, we look at what the market value of all of those things come together would be over a period of time as far as what we've invested in our community. Since our inception, we've invested over $5.8 million in home repairs here in Dutchess County. And a number of the projects that we tend to do are in your town, being such a large town. So just to give you an overview of our programs, the situation for our homeowners, so we deal with owner-occupied residents. There is an income eligibility. Those numbers are on our website at rtduchess.org. But for those of you who know government speak, it's 80% of the county average median income, which is set by HUD on an annual basis. As I mentioned, you own your home, you reside in your home. Our homeowners are traditionally really just struggling to maintain their home. A lot of deferred maintenance going on. I know the roof is going to start leaking. It's 20 years old, but the car broke down this year and I have to fix that, or I have this medical bill. So it just snowballs year after year. And then oftentimes it becomes a situation where then it's leaking. The water is causing damage in other rooms of the house. It gets to a point where it's unhealthy for the homeowners because of then mold comes in and things like that. So that's an example of the type of work, a homeowner that we might be dealing with and the type of work that we can do. So certainly our flagship program is our Rebuilding Day program. It goes back to our founding, and we still pay homage to our founding as Christmas in April, in that we still do Rebuilding Day projects in April. That's the last day in April. We also do Rebuilding Day projects in October. This year it will be October 28th, which is always the fourth Saturday in October. And certainly if we're doing projects in your district, we will let you know. But our Rebuilding Day program is our flagship program, as I mentioned. It's our large-scale projects. On average, we invest about a market value of about $25,000 into these homes. So our work is based on health and safe and healthy principles. So we look at 8 principles that guide us that were developed in conjunction with the National Safe and Healthy Housing Institute. That from there we developed as a national organization 25 priorities that we look at in every home before we serve them, and then we look at whether or not we address those items after we serve them. Things like, is the roof leaking? Can they get in and out of their house safely? Do they have smoke detectors? Do they have carbon monoxide detectors? Is their electrical safe? Are there tripping hazards in the home? Are there large holes in the home? Is there ventilation issues? Things like that. We tend to do a lot of accessibility modifications for elderly homeowners who want to age in place, stay safe, and stay in their home for as long as they'd like. So we do a lot of bathroom renovations, making bathrooms handicapped accessible, from things as simple as putting grab bars in and changing out faucets to lever handles, to major renovations of the bathroom to make them accessible for a wheelchair user, for example. So through that Rebuilding Day program in April, we traditionally do about 10 projects throughout the county. We engage our wonderful volunteers to help us on that single day. Certainly some of our projects are larger, and we'll engage skilled contractors before and after that single day. And the same is true in October. Then we have a handyman program, which is somebody who maybe just needs 1 or 2 things that we can engage a small team to come out and help you with throughout the year. It's the same application process as with our Rebuilding Day program, but it may be that they just need a grab bar, or maybe their steps have some issues that they need a couple steps repaired. So I say that because we encourage people to certainly apply for our services before things get too large, and we can deal with them for them, and they can be safe. We also, as I mentioned before, launched 2 years ago a nonprofit repair program. Our nonprofits in our community are oftentimes in the same situation as our homeowners. They're deferring maintenance on the building because they want to put all of their resources into their programs. And we really want to strengthen our community. And so we decided to implement this program. It's called our Community Strong program, where we will do repairs on nonprofit facilities, much like what we do for our homeowners. So, for example, 2 years ago, we built a wheelchair ramp for Family Services over on Hamilton Street. We painted the exterior of a residence building for Abilities First. So that strengthens our community. It gets our volunteers out, sees our other nonprofits, and certainly it allows our nonprofits to put their vital resources into their programming. And then this year, we launched two new programs, which will probably next year combine as a home safety program. One of them is a fire safety and prevention and education program. It's in partnership with the American Red Cross. It was based on programs that were done at other affiliates throughout the country. And really, the reason why it spoke to us was that in all of our projects that we do, inevitably the homeowner doesn't have smoke detectors or doesn't have sufficient smoke detectors, or there's a smoke detector on the table but not installed because the homeowner is afraid to get on a ladder, so for fear of falling. So it was an easy program for us to implement. We've done over 50 projects already this year. We have over 60 applicants on our waiting list. We're doing those installs in clusters. So if we have 5 projects or applicants in the town of Poughkeepsie, we would schedule a single day where we'd have about 3 or 4 volunteers come out with a pre-scheduled appointment with homeowners, verify that they have sufficient detectors. If their detectors are expired, they'll be replaced. And we also are installing carbon monoxide detectors. Our plan for next year is we'll expand that program to also include fire extinguishers and house numbers, which are both items on our 25 priority checklist for all of our homes. And then the other program is called Light It Up. It was really started in the city of Poughkeepsie, where we were part of community revitalization discussions where individuals were concerned about light and safety and crime. And so we installed solar, motion-activated exterior lights on a home so that individuals, so it comes on when they come home, and it also will come on when somebody's in an area that they don't want them to be in. That's been very popular with our homeowners that also are getting the fire safety program, so that's the reason why we'll be combining them next year. It speaks volumes to our elderly population who do want a light on. You know, we're getting into that period of our calendar where it's dark much earlier, and so that's very helpful for individuals to get safely in and out of their home. So that's another program that we look forward to continue next year. Do I have any questions about our programs before I close with a couple other remarks?
Well, I'd say finish, and then we can save our remarks afterward.
Okay,
So please
sounds
go ahead.
good. Sounds good. So lastly, I just wanted to touch on, how our programs not only affect the individual. We talked about really being focused on the safe and health of their home and our 8 principles for safe and healthy homes and our priority list. But also, we feel like our programs are stabilizing properties. Certainly, our homeowners may end up losing their home if they can't maintain it. We're maintaining affordable housing. And so we feel like we're stabilizing properties as well as values within our community and really having an overall community revitalization effect over a period of time. So I thank you for having me here today, and I welcome any questions you have.
Christine, thanks for coming in. The reason we had you come was just to inform the public. Hopefully by watching our meeting, they'll get an idea of what your organization does, and hopefully get some volunteers out of that. And we can pass the word on along, and you gave us the drive to put on our community channel to put some information out there also. Thanks. Anybody got any questions for Christine?
I just wanted to add that I think they're excellent programs that you do.
Thank you.
Me being in the fire service field and doing public safety education at schools and going on these calls, I see it a lot. I go to medical calls like you're explaining with elderly that fell in the residence and
Right.
noticing they don't have smoke detectors in their house or carbon monoxide. And I know that, the fire departments do assist with that. And I'm just curious, have you reached, it's the first time I've heard of this.
Okay.
Have you reached out to the fire departments in the area to see if they can assist with doing some of those houses that need the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, installing them?
We have already partnered with the city of Beacon, who will be doing installs for all of the Beacon homes that apply for our program. But we are welcome a partnership with other fire districts, but no, we have not gotten that far into our programming. We really, the first half of the year, we're getting applicants and serving those initial applicants and learning about our program, but now we certainly are looking for partners to help us serve the additional applicants and continue this program into the future. So we would welcome such partnerships.
Yeah, I would suggest trying to reach out, if they don't see it on a show here, to the fire prevention officers of the fire districts that are around to see if they'd be willing to assist, because I know some that would.
Okay,
But
great.
excellent programs.
Thank you.
Christina, have you ever spoke at our senior center? They do like a lunch and learn. That would be,
I am actually speaking next week at the Lunch and Learn. So, yes, thank you. And we do tend to do a lot of outreach to like the senior picnics and at the senior centers. Our work isn't limited to age as far as the homeowner, but certainly, as I mentioned before, a lot of our population is aging. People want to age in place. They want to stay in the home that they raise their family in, the communities that they know. And so we do tend to serve a lot of elderly population. I just also wanted to mention that our Rebuilding Day program and all of our programs, you can apply throughout the year, but we do have a cutoff in order to be evaluated for a Rebuilding Day because those programs are much larger. They take a lot more work for us to plan. So the cutoff to apply for a Rebuilding Day program is actually the end of this month, the end of September 30th. That application is on our website, rtduchess.org. You can also call our office, which is 454-7310. If you have questions about whether or not you're eligible if you're a homeowner listening, if you're eligible, we can certainly go through that with you. Our application has a checklist on the second page that helps homeowners quickly evaluate whether or not they would be eligible for our program. And it also does have the income eligibility on the application as well as on our website. So I just encourage people, if they're listening, if they think that they may be able to benefit from this program, that they apply now in order to be evaluated for our April Rebuilding Day.
Well, it's a great program. I know you've done a couple houses in the Fourth Ward in the last couple of years, and I've been able to visit the volunteer
Yes.
workers, and they do a great job. Everybody seems to have a lot of fun getting the work done, and the residents are surely appreciative, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Christine.
Thank you.
Next one on the agenda is Manor Hill Community Project.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Bob Giuliano. I think everybody's seen the disc. Okay, what we're doing. So,
Bob, if you could sit by the mic or maybe
oh,
use
I'm
the
sorry.
one that,
I apologize. I'll sit right here.
sorry about that.
No problem. My fault. Okay, again, I'm Bob Giuliano. I think everybody knows me. I've been around town of Poughkeepsie for many years. If everyone looked at our disc that I put out for the Manor Hill project, it's kind of a unique project that we're doing. It's exciting for me. It's a project that we're putting together from scratch, and it's going to be basically. Well, I don't like to call them mobile homes anymore because these are manufactured homes. But in the zoning, it's a mobile home park extra we're looking at. But they really, has everybody seen the disc? I think mostly. Yeah, they are like homes. They come with a frame. The frame is in place, so they're considered manufactured homes. From June of 1976 on, mobile homes are now called manufactured homes. And the reason is they're built much better than they were years ago. In the old adage of a mobile home, you can't just hook this thing up and pull it away. It's a house. It's a house. It's affordable. It's about $143,000 complete. That's with every option: deck, shed included, concrete monolithic pour by the Department of HUD, Housing and Urban Development. It's a real top of the line unit. So basically, that's what we want to do. There's 22 units, a little extra space on the properties. Really nice thing. It's exciting. It's exciting. I hope you all see the same enthusiastic view that I have. But it's a great product. I have my engineer here with me today. He could kind of explain what's going on a little bit, and if there's any questions, just ask me, and I'll tell you. anything you want to know. So Christian Paggi, I think everybody knows Christian as well.
Good evening. Yes, I'm Christian Paggi, engineer for the applicant. Just as Bob said, this is an existing vacant 5.5 acre lot. It's currently zoned R20. It's adjacent to the existing Manor Hill Mobile Home Park. The layout that you have before you and that was submitted, it shows 22 lots. It was laid out in conformance with the RMH zone, which is what we are proposing to rezone the property to. So they are at least 6,000 square foot lots. They are preliminarily laid out with 2-car driveways to pull in. There is a through road that has access from North Grand Avenue through the proposed development and into the adjacent existing mobile home park, which also has access from Van Wagner Road. The vacant lot where the proposed development is within the 4th Ward Sewer District, so the current application would contemplate connection to that system. The adjacent subdivision, the Grand Meadow subdivision, actually included a sewer easement to this lot with that in mind. Part of that subdivision was a new sewer pump station to the town system. So there's actually a 30-foot easement in favor of the vacant lot to allow for future connections. So that's what we would propose to utilize to connect to sewer. It would also have municipal water as well. Stormwater, obviously we're very preliminary at this point, but stormwater we anticipate would be mitigated on site, most likely with a series of small stormwater practices, either behind some of these units or in some of the free space on these lots. So that is a brief summary of what we are contemplating. Again, we're here tonight just to give this preliminary presentation and get your feedback with the goal of, you guys allowing us to submit a formal application for the rezone petition.
While you're up here, there are some upgrades that need to be done as well to the sewer district and to the water district, correct? Could you explain some of those? There's got to be the pump station that's over there. There's some drainage issues that on from Manor Hill, and
That's correct. The existing Manor Hill Park, as you see, we're doing an I&I project now, an infiltration project to repair it. We did a repair on it's on a septic system right now, and the repair was done. We're in contact with the Board of Health. In fact, we put a set of plans together and got it approved for the Board of Health. We took 4 mobile homes out. I want to call them manufacturers, but in that park, they're mobile homes. We took 4 out already. We're upgrading the I&I, the infiltration of the sewer as we speak. Actually, Monday, if you guys want to come over, if somebody wants to come over, they could look at it. We're starting to break ground, put all approvals through the Board of Health. So the I&I problem, which you may be thinking about, is one of the infrastructure issues of the old park, and that is being dealt with immediately. So what our plan is to repair the I&I now. We already did the repair on the septic system, and then in the spring to hook up to the sewer. That's what we want to do. That's our plan. As soon as, obviously the time is getting late, but we're in full swing with that. So it's kind of a twofold thing. It's like 3 projects in one. We're doing the I&I. Then if we had to do the temporary sewer line, we could do that. It is passing, by the way, so for the record, it is passing now. Everything is working. Once we do the I&I, it'll be that much better. But our intention is to replace the sewer line in the old park as well. So we'll tie in all new sewer, and which that's going on right now as we speak. Monday, that's starting. So if you want to come over and see that, that plan is operational as we speak. Did I answer that, Joe? Mike?
So Bob, what you're saying is you're repairing the septic now, but you're hoping to put it and tie it into the sewer later on?
That's correct.
Okay.
And that's our plan, Mr. Supervisor.
And And as far as the project goes, I don't have any concerns with it. I like the project, as I told you. The planning board will go over a lot of this with you, but, a fence and a tree line
Right.
along the backside there to give a nice buffer to the residents, and I don't think there's an issue.
Absolutely. And Michael, as I said before, and on the phone in public, this park I want to make to what the town of Poughkeepsie wants. I'm not looking to cut corners here at all. I just, for the record, I'm on this microphone right now for the record. What I want to do is make this project above and beyond. For example, on the homes themselves, there's 712 roofs, as I mentioned in the tape, in the disc. Most homes are 5 on 12, so this is 7 on 12. They're going to be a little more peaked. Every option comes with them for that 143. I want to put a covenant in place to say that only homes could go in there, have to be 7 on 12. I have no problem doing the lawns. These are, like senior citizens, when they get these homes, in the new section of the park. And as the old section, we're replacing them too, and I'll explain that in a second. Pretty interesting there too. But in the new section, as they get the homes, they don't have to do, we're planning that they don't have to do a lawn. Senior citizens don't have to do the lawn. They have a place that's basically maintenance-free. It's really kind of a great project. I'm really excited about it. You probably could see that. But and then on the older park, as we're replacing these homes, if we can get a double wide or a wider unit. I hate to even call them double wides because today they're not. They're a little different product. These are all double wides, and I hate to call that name double wide. These are all 28-foot wide homes. The smallest one is 28 by 56, 1,400 to 1,800 square feet respectively. So the units that even in the older section, as we upgrade, if we can get a 28-foot in, we'll do it. If not, we'll get all shingled roof, asphalt roof, single wide units when they do replace them. Like I said, in the older section, new sewer systems as we speak, completely new. And then finally, a new hookup to the sewer system as well, to the old section as well.
Bob, how close are you to the rail trail on the backside?
The rail trail's right behind us. There is a slight buffer of the hill, but it is there. The rail trail runs behind us. That's another nice thing with this park, I think, Mr. Supervisor, that the trail itself runs behind this place. So the people that live here could actually walk to the trail. Go down North Grand Avenue, it's going to be hook up on North Grand and walk to the trail. That's another thing that makes it exciting for me.
Chris, one short question with drainage. You said you were going to do something on the individual lots for drainage?
Yes, so just as we develop the whole plan, stormwater mitigation, we're anticipating is going to most likely be a series of smaller stormwater practices, either rain gardens or bioretention areas, likely behind some of these lots. So
you got 23 units, 1,500 square foot each?
14 to 1,800 square foot, Bill.
35,000 square feet? Water on that goes where? Into these retention basins?
So you would be mitigating the new impervious that you are adding to the site. So we have to go do soil testing and still need to get topo and all of that, but that's what right now we would anticipate to pursue. So.
And that would be something our planning board would discuss with you?
Absolutely. That would all go through planning and be reviewed by the engineering consultants at the town.
Okay, fine.
And work with them.
Looks like a nice project.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Yeah, Bob, I took a close look at it because we originally thought it may have been in the third ward.
Right.
So I was paying particular attention to it, and I thought the video, was pretty good. The fact that it came out of Pennsylvania, I thought was nice, that it was close.
Right.
And it was a while ago that I seen it, but I'm trying to think, are there going to be different variances to the designs, the exterior? I know the interior had options.
Well,
but are they going to be all cookie cutter style, or do they have some unique?
There's some unique changes in each one. It's going to be up to the people. We'll look at it. Color. It's going to. They're mostly vinyl sided, and sometimes there's some of them eggshells they put on the vinyl siding. The what do you call that? The caps. Different things. You could pick your colors. For example, a lot of these homes, as you've seen, have that shower unit, the large shower inside. I thought that was great. I don't have that in my own house. I said that on the thing. I love that. I mean, that's really a great product. I think in general, the people are going to pick what they want, but for that 143, they can get everything. They can get everything. If they want a little less, they can get that too, but what I want to do is the covenant on the outside, they have to stay a certain level, so we keep everything in a beautiful look, you know. But 143 is the highest. So it's really affordable, but yet it's not cheap, but it's affordable, you know.
I think it's a good price range.
Just a quick question. Now, how about as far as hydrants and stuff? Do we have them in there, or is that something they're looking at? Like yard hydrants, you know, for inside private yard system in there, or no?
I'm sure that when we lay out the water utilities and work with the engineering department here, that'll be part of that. So the intention would definitely be to have some sort of fire suppression within the lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing is, I'd like to mention is, anything that you feel we should do at this time, please tell us, because this project is going to be very different. It kind of is like the Reddle project, you know, it's like the Reddles had the project, but I feel I want to go to the next step. I like the Reddle project, but I want to do the next step up. So anything you say to me, if you want a buffer zone and things like that, a tree and a buffer, you know, we'll do both. You know, I want to make this so everyone's satisfied, you know, including me. You know.
As you go through the planning process, a lot of that,
Exactly.
you know, you've gotten our recommendation here of what we would look for. As you go through the planning stages, planning board will certainly devise
Right.
a way to make it better, so.
But I'm open. Anybody wants to talk to me openly, you know, if you want to call me, everybody has my number on the thing, call me, and I want to try to make this thing work in a very positive way for our community.
Anybody else? No, Bob, thanks. We'll be in touch with you about, you know, putting it on the agenda if we get everybody's view. Thanks, and I'd definitely like to reiterate again to tie it into the rail trail as much as possible.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
we definitely will. We
Its
definitely do
benefits
that.
close enough to the trail, it should definitely be a tie-in.
Yeah, there's a lot of trees there, so there is like a general buffer there. But on the other side, we'll buffer too. We'll do anything you want. I want the project to go.
All right,
Okay?
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Committee reports? Finance?
They're going to get back to us, yeah. Were they going to be on the?
You want to go finance, Mr. Swell?
Nothing to report this time.
Fire advisory?
Nothing to report. We have a meeting on Monday here at 8 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Jeff, just make sure you pass that on to Mark.
Okay.
And an agenda if Rebecca has one. Government operations?
Nothing to report.
Land use and planning?
Nothing to report.
Personnel?
Nothing to report.
Recreation?
Yes, we did have a meeting this week, and we'd like to report that the concert series is completed. There were 8 concerts, and estimated that 1,500 people attended them. And also summer camp is also done, and we had 716 camper weeks.
Which was an increase of about 70 or
70 more than last year, so that program is growing, and it's been very well received. And also the Peach Hill 5K is done, and they had 25 runners, so God bless them. It's a big hill, so I'm really impressed.
How many walkers?
They only told me there were 25 runners. So
They didn't have the best day.
yeah, I didn't think they allowed walkers. So anyways, and then coming up, we've got also at Peach Hill, the Apple Cider Ramble. It's September 24th, and that's where you get to go out on the Peach Hill, pick apples, bring them back, and they press them and give you your little bottle of apple cider to go home with. And then also the Halloween Parade, which is held at Vassar College. That's October 28th. That's at noon. They'll be meeting on it's the parking lot off of College View Road there. And then it's cute, the kids get to parade in their costumes, and then we've got 2 hours of activities provided to us by the Vassar College students, so it's a lot of fun. And I just want to throw it out there too, that this Saturday is the Arlington Street Fair. And they're closing Raymond, and that's from noon to 6, and that's also a great time.
It was a packed house last year, and hopefully we'll have a packed house this year.
Yes, as long as
And the
weather
town-
holds.
Yep.
The town will have a town booth there this year also for anybody that's coming, they want any information. Felicia will be manning the town booth.
It'd be good. If anybody wants to license their dog and they bring their rabies with them, we could do it right there.
Technology and equipment,
Nothing to report.
water, sewer, highway.
We did not have a meeting. We have to re-advertise on that road excavation because of the changes that were put in the last time. So
Okay.
there was nothing to meet on. And that should be before us for a vote in October.
Okay. Come the end of our agenda, we have a motion to suspend the rules for any town business at all.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Paula, would you like to come up? I didn't want to close and have you forget that you wanted to come up.
Hello.
I'm Paula Young, as all of you may know. I am the owner of Paula's Pub. My husband James is in the back, although he could come up here. And the reason I wanted to come by this evening was to discuss our Woodstock in Poughkeepsie event, which I would like to do as an annual event at the pub. It is to benefit the Mountain Haven Animal Shelter this year, Animal Rescue. And before I continue, I would like to introduce the founder of Mountain Haven, and she can discuss with you a little bit about what Mountain Haven is.
Good evening, my name is Janine Carchidi, and I founded Mountain Haven Animal Rescue. And at this point in time, the program that we're the most proud of and that has us bursting at the seams is actually a very robust pet food pantry, whereby we aligned with the Office of the Aging in Ulster County to provide food to the Meals on Wheels recipients, and that has branched out to Adult Protective Services and other assorted community service programs. So we are raising funds, of course, to keep the food flowing, and also to cast the net wider and serve additional counties and community need, because it's definitely there. It's a niche that has not been filled yet. So by doing this, we keep pets in their loving homes, outside of the overburdened shelters, and we preserve that bond, the human-pet bond that's really very vital, particularly among senior citizens.
Are you in Dutchess County at all yet, or?
Not yet, no.
Because Dutchess County, the SPCA has a pet pantry also.
Yes.
Yeah, which I didn't know they had till the other day.
Yeah.
Which helps.
Sure does. More the merrier.
Oh, absolutely.
I became acquainted with her because, as you know, I do wildlife rescue. I'm a rehabilitator, and I work with Hudson Valley Animal Rescue. And we, just in this county alone, I think we've rehabilitated about 400 creatures in the spring this year, ranging from birds of prey, songbirds, bunnies, possums, the occasional raccoon, mice, snakes, and all the other things, including dogs and cats. But the reason I wanted to do this is because my heart is with animals, but my heart's also with people, and we have musicians that come to the pub, and music is great. You guys have the Park series where 1,000 people came to listen to music. So I would like to offer, it's going to be from noon to 6, and we will have volunteer musicians, including people like Vito Petrosito, I think perhaps some of the players in The Difference, and just different musicians from the area. It will be amplified acoustic, so it'll be acoustic guitars, but nothing crazy. I don't know if any of you have been to the pub. We do have music 3 times a week, nothing crazy. And unlike Woodstock, there will be no marijuana, so, because I don't do that. And we will also have vendors, and the person that's setting up the vendors is a woman named Tony Cicero. She has a little store called Crafted with Love Boutique, and she represents the craftspeople and artisans of the Hudson Valley, mostly women, who create weavings and knittings, and they sell them. So they will be donating their table fee, which is $35, which will go to Hudson Valley, and then we'll give them a percentage of what we take in that day.
Paul, I wish you much success on it. I just worry that maybe it gets too big. You won't have enough parking and place for all the vendors that you may or may not have, so.
Well, the vendors have to, that's actually a good point, and we've had, ideally, the plan is to have the vendors meet at the boutique on 376 and carpool. Because if you have 12 vendors, which I think is the most we can have, and that's 12 cars, I only have parking for 56.
Just for, you know.
That, yeah, because I mean, my singles event 2 months ago, I didn't know there were that many single people around, but the parking lot was like this, and we're having another one this Sunday. So yeah, people do like to come. I don't know if we could
had the
offer.
same concern. That was my main concern. It was too big for your location, because the way it was advertised as Woodstock made me a little nervous, you know.
I was just trying to get people to understand the feeling I wanted to create, you know, love and peace.
Do you remember the other Woodstock?
There was probably a lot of love and peace going on.
Cars all the
there,
way
too.
down to Mobile, I can see it now.
Well, just keep in mind, if it gets too big, maybe if you want to do this on a yearly event, I would definitely consider, parking in Greenville, maybe doing a shuttle bus.
I was actually,
Back
would that
and
be
forth.
possible for us to offer folks to park at the park? And we could get Rick's rides to shuttle them?
I wouldn't have a problem with that, Jay.
We just come into town hall and we can talk to Tom and see if we can arrange it, make sure nothing's going on.
On that
'Cause
weekend, yeah.
There is a soccer tournament coming up. I don't know if it's the same day or not.
That's a good idea, though.
What day are we doing it?
October 7th.
It's a Sunday. Are the tournaments on Sunday?
I don't remember what day it is, but I know it's in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, just call in the morning. I'll find out from Tom when the event is.
Because Rick's van, I think, holds 6 or 7 people. We could bring them up at a time. Well, certainly, I don't want to be a problem because it is a main road and we don't want to cause any issues, any accidents of any
That would all
kind.
be on the, that would all be down on the Greenville field anyway. The parking wouldn't
They
be
still
up
park up top. It's a big event.
Well,
But you're right.
Check it all.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. That's what we want to do. The object is to sit here and we can iron out anything to make it so it doesn't become a problem. It's the best to do it right the first time and make it a success. So if it goes on, it doesn't, next year we come, we're not saying it didn't go right. So if we meet with Tom and give me a call in the morning, we'll find out if anything's available down there that day. Yeah, because I wouldn't anticipate a ton of cars, but we hold a lot of cars for the, concerts down there, so we should have some room for some cars. Yeah.
Great, and maybe we'll try to figure out a commuting situation. I'm not going to say there's going to be no problems because ideally, best laid plans of mice and men, there's always something, anything that can go wrong.
Well, listen, worst case scenario, you got Virginia Shelley Church too. I'm sure you could work something out with them for the parking and do a shuttle back and forth.
The Methodist
from there.
Church, I do a lot of stuff
Yeah,
with
one
them
of the
too.
churches. I mean, I'm sure somebody can make it work.
Since it's an outdoor event, we'll be there to supervise, make sure that nobody parks on the street. We'll definitely discourage anybody from parking on the street.
All right.
If that's what you're worried about.
No, and I thank you for coming in and you actually addressing so we can try to help you with the few things. We want it to be a success. We want you to be a success. That's our whole goal, as we
Paula,
discussed.
did you say, I'm sorry, did you say it was on a Sunday? Because October 7th is a Saturday.
October 5th.
Oh,
Saturday, I'm sorry, I did say Sunday, I was wrong.
oh, okay.
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Just want to make sure if anybody's listening that they come on the right day.
Saturday, the singles event is on the Sunday.
Yeah, October 7th is a Saturday.
Right, October's the, right. Anybody else have questions?
No, I hope you show up on the right day, Paul.
I live there.
You're doing a good business out of there.
People seem to like it, and
Yes,
my
see it.
demographic is 35 to 105, so
That's
it's,
good.
yeah, it's a good, 11 o'clock, everybody goes home.
Good.
So
There you
do I.
go.
Anybody else have any other questions or concerns with this? No?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Paul.
much.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
you.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Ready? If not, can I motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Now board, committee of the whole adjourns at 7:43 PM.